At LaveLab, we've just tested the Dreame Z30 Pro Aqua, and in this video, we're going to tell you honestly what we think about it. And if you're interested in this product, its link is right below the video. This cordless stick vacuum is really heavy. Without accessories, it weighs more than 2.2 kilograms, and you can really feel its weight during use. Still, during our tests, it offered good maneuverability on different types of floors. Its brush head swivels easily and follows the user's movements well. Plus, the Z30 Pro Aqua features a 90-degree bendable tube, which is super practical for getting under furniture. As for accessories, there's a main suction brush with LED lighting that reveals dust. You can manually raise the brush height to vacuum thick debris, and its roller is anti-tangle thanks to a system that cuts hair and fur. Among the other accessories, you'll find the biggest feature of this model. Indeed, the second main brush is a wet roller brush with two tanks. One for clean water of 400 milliliters and one for dirty water of 320 milliliters. This brush turns the stick vacuum into a washer vacuum. In our opinion, this is a huge advantage for hygiene compared to a traditional washer vacuum, especially for pet owners. It allows you to start with a pass using the suction head to eliminate all hair before switching to the wet head. That way, you avoid accumulating hair behind the wet roller. To wrap up the accessories, in the box you'll find a crevice tool and two fabric brushes, one thin and one wide. The Z30 Pro Aqua also comes with a station equipped with a spot for each small accessory. This station has a rather unusual format with a system that locks the vacuum in a standing position. Unfortunately, the vacuum can only charge on its station when fitted with its wet brush. It won't hold with its main stick vacuum suction brush. By pressing a dedicated button, the station can launch a self-cleaning and self-drying cycle for the roller in 30 minutes. Of course, this only works with the cleaning brush, not the suction one. On the interface side, the device's LCD screen displays a lot of information. First, the quantity of particles of each type. Next, the screen shows the current suction level and the battery percentage. In auto mode, it also displays a dirt level indicator. The color changes depending on the amount of dirt detected. Two buttons are located below the screen. One engages suction, and the other lets you choose among the three available modes with the main brush or the two available modes with the wet brush. Finally, concerning maintenance, the dust container has a standard capacity of 600 milliliters, and emptying it was easy during our tests. For the wet brush, you also need to empty the dirty water tank and refill the clean water tank when needed. Since these tanks are small, frequent intervention is required. Now let's move on to performance and features. The Z30 Pro Aqua has three suction modes: Eco, Auto, and Turbo. In Auto mode, it detects the floor's dirt level and automatically adapts its power. It also features continuous suction. When equipped with its wet brush, you can choose between standard and suction modes. During our tests, we noticed that the vacuum tended to drip a bit when moved. Unfortunately, that's often the case with washer vacuums. To test this model's performance, we spread various types of dirt on the floor and checked the number of passes needed to vacuum them up. It took only one pass to vacuum up the mixture of salt and rice, and one pass as well for pet hair. Thanks to its 28,000 pascals of suction power, the Z30 Pro Aqua handled it perfectly. The auto mode clearly detected dirt on the floor and adapted its power accordingly. Plus, no clumps of hair got stuck in the brush. On carpets, this same brush was very effective at vacuuming a mixture of salt and rice, and maneuverability was top-notch. Next, we tested the device with its wet brush, and our test results were very decent. With ketchup, a tough test indeed, the floor was no longer sticky after just one pass. An egg with its shell seemed to require only two passes to be sucked up, but when lifting the device and removing the roller, we saw many poorly evacuated shell pieces. Next, results on stubborn stains were good. It took about 8 passes to clean deeply set-in dried coffee stains, and the floor was spotless after that. Finally, we spilled a glass of milk on the floor along a baseboard, and it was sucked up in a single pass. Now let's move on to our noise level tests. Right from the start, we found the noise emitted by this model to be high. We verified this using a sound level meter. Indeed, it emitted from 72 decibels in eco mode to 82 decibels in auto mode. These results confirm that it is quite noisy compared to some of its competitors. This is due to its high suction power. Next, with the wet brush, we measured 66 to 68 decibels, which is noticeably quieter. And to conclude this test, let me talk about battery life. The Z30 Pro Aqua has a maximum theoretical battery life of 90 minutes without motorized accessories. In our tests, we calculated it to be around 60 minutes in eco mode, 30 minutes in auto mode, and 12 minutes in turbo mode. For a device in this price range, these figures could be better, but since it's very powerful, you rarely need to activate turbo mode. We also tested endurance with the wet brush. It lasted 42 minutes in standard mode and 55 minutes in suction mode. So this model offers a very comfortable battery life with its wet brush. Finally, a full charge takes about 4 hours. And that's it for our test results. To sum up, the negative points of the Z30 Pro Aqua are its heavy weight felt during use, the lack of self-propulsion on the wet brush, its slightly limited battery life in stick vacuum mode, the rather high suction noise, and the fact that it only charges with the wet head on its dock. As for positive points, its two main brushes allowing you to vacuum and wash with a single device, its excellent suction performance on carpets and hard floors, its good washing performance, its practical bendable tube for vacuuming under low furniture, its good maneuverability, and its high battery life in washing mode. That wraps up the test. Thank you so much for watching. As a reminder, you'll find the link to this product with its best price right below the video.